The next card is one that was actually leaked a little bit ahead of time. This is a reprint, and it is not a Planeswalker. It is Augur of Bolus. Augur of Bolus is a card which has historically given me a headache. High Alert Anthem, I know it's going to be fun. Augur of Bolus. This is a 2-drop. It's a 1/3. It's a merfolk wizard, and when it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, you may reveal an instant or sorcery card from among those, and put it into your hand. Yes, Mono Blue does like this card. I don't know if this will end up in a lot of Mono Blue builds. I do think it does. Ban it before it lay eggs. So, Augur of Bolus is potential filtering and card draw, finding the card you need, or it could flop, in which case it's still a 1/3 for 2 mana. Those are not bad stats. This is an uncommon, so I expect that we'll see it in draft as kind of just, it's a 2-drop with an upside. As Kanta can get Planeswalkers, and this can't. This cannot. This can only get instants and sorceries. You're getting a Tolarian Community College professor vibe from my setup today. Thank you. It's the mug. It's the owl mug. It's also I put the suit jacket on. The next card I'm talking about is a much more powerful So Says Me 2-drop, and this is a card I'm actually gonna dwell on for a little bit because I want to talk about it. This card is reminiscent of Bitter Blossom. This is Dread Horde Invasion. Dread Horde Invasion is a 2-drop enchantment, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, aik, and amass 1. Amass is a new mechanic. This is the first card I think we've seen it on that I've talked about today, where if you have a zombie army, or an army, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. If you don't have one, you make one. It's Bigger Blossom. Yeah, so instead of going wide, this card makes you a creature and then makes it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The thing that I find most interesting about Dread Horde Invasion is that it's not super fast because you can't attack, you know, the turn after because you're going to have a slow little zomboid, but that it gives you sacrifice fodder. So I've been looking at Priest of Forgotten Gods as a combination card with this. And there's another one that we're going to talk about later that also looks like it combines pretty nicely with this. So Dread Horde Invasion is going to give you a creature every turn if you keep losing that creature at the cost of a life. If you don't lose the creature, then it will get bigger. And if it gets big enough, you get lifelink. That's right, it gets lifelink if it's a big enough zombie. I could see getting like 3Ds out in the battlefield and just having a party. Yeah. I think that Mono Blue Tempo will probably stay Mono Blue Tempo, but I think you will find some Azorius Tempo and Azorius, actually you might even see an Azorius mid-range. It's gonna be gross. Fluvipt has been spoiled. If it has been, I will get there when I get there. So Dread Horde Invasion, I want to build around this card. I want to put this into either a Mardu or a Rakdos or even an Orzhov sack deck. Yeah, you can't make a new one. I assume there is a way to get multiple armies on the battlefield, like 2 or more, but it's probably weird, like you have to do it with some sort of strange ability that we haven't seen yet. I think there will be a way to do it. Your most played deck is a Jund Priestess deck, so you have high hopes for it in the next set. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yes, the whenever a zombie token you control, not just a zombie army, but any zombie, if it has power 6 or more, it does get lifelink. So that's just a little bonus that was pointed out about the text. What is Mardu? Mardu is black, white, red. So black to get out these little tokens, white, white, black. Orzhov has a bit of sack synergy there, and white, red. Don't really get too much out of there, but Rakdos, black, red. Sometimes you get something from these creatures dying. Alright, so we're going to move on to the party, which Tibble is throwing. This is Tibble's Rager. Tibble's Rager is just a little 2-drop devil. Him a little boy. He's a 1/2, and when he dies, it deals the damage to any target. He's got fire breathing for 2. You can give him +2/+0 for 2 mana. Seems like a fine pick in like a draft. I don't see anything too important there. Rakdos has more sack than Orzhov. Usually, but I think actually right now Orzhov has more sacrifice just because of the cards that have been printed. The flavor text on this is great. This is why I am shipping Tibble with Judith. It's because Judith is like, find out whose that is. I like its energy. And just, you know that she and Tibble, my beautiful boy, my wonderful lad, are going to end up smooching a whole bunch because I said so. And I have bad opinions. Devil's Deck, anybody? I mean, Rakdos likes Devil's Deck. Is that the actual card? Art, I don't know. Probably. Fanfiction, please. Yes, that's my very good fanfiction. We're actually going to talk about another one of my favorite Planeswalkers who I don't think was dealt justice here. This is the new Arlen, Voice of the Pack. Arlen is a 6 mana, 7 loyalty, wolf and werewolf buffer. Hey, Arlen? Hey, Arlen. You know there's not many wolves on Ravnica, right? Like, the Selesnians have a couple wolves, but you know there aren't many wolves on Ravnica, right? She's like, listen, this is all I have. I'm a werewolf and I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, so this is the new Arlen. I could see her being fun in a werewolf, kind of like gag deck if you were having fun with it. I guess it would have to be modern, because you can't do it in standard. Does she flip? No! This is an Arlen that does not transform. She's 6 mana, and she can make a bunch of 2/2 wolves that become 3/3 wolves so long as she is out. Like, they would enter as 3/3s. Yeah, that seems fine for limited, except remember it's slow, and she can also get punched in the face. 6 mana is expensive. Yep. The next card is the Planeswalker Finder. This is a white tutor card. This is Ignite the Beacon. Ignite the Beacon is a 5 mana, instant speed, white card. It lets you search your library for up to 2 Planeswalkers, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So it tutors for 2 Planeswalkers. They can be different, they can be the same as long as they are Planeswalkers, and puts them into your hand. It is 5 mana, so it's a little expensive, but that's pretty good for a two-card tutor. Yeah, this is Ignite the Beacon. In a set with so many Planeswalkers, or if you were building a Super Friends deck, this would be great, because this lets you search for the Planeswalker that you need and get it into your hand. Yes, the image is of a Johnny opening up his McNuggies and finding an extra nugget in the box. That's why he is cheering so happily. He says, yes, an extra nuggie! Hurrah! Yes, it's actually really important that you can do this on your opponent's turn, or during end steps, because you can look at what your opponent's played and say, you know what would be really great right here? It's a fairy. Hey, you know what would be really great right here? Liliana. Probably not, but maybe. Oh, also he's showing off his abs, because that's just kind of what Professor Catface Malmers does. Yeah. Alright, we're going to get to another one of... There's a lot of these cards that are kind of like familiars. There are these cards that are associated with the Planeswalker. So each Planeswalker seems to have itself and a creature, which is kind of like its summon that's bringing along with it. And this is Kiora's Dambreaker. Yeah, I know, I haven't even talked about Kiora yet. This happens to be the card that was shown here. Yes, I did talk about the Wanderer. Purple Haze. Cat abs. This is a big fishy... this is a 6 mana common 5/6 in blue. When it enters the battlefield, proliferates! It's a fish. Yeah, it's fine in limited. That's pretty big for a blue card in limited. Those turtles can hang out. Also, it's kind of hard to see in the art, but Kiora is standing on top of the Leviathan. Okay, its creature type is not fish. It is Leviathan, but... whatever. It and Slinvoda are fish. Congrats on your finish at the Invitational. Thank you, Rex. And that's right, Slinvoda doesn't return this to hand. Slinvoda synergy. Alright, now we're going to get into the first zombie creature card I believe that I have seen. It's the Eternal Taskmaster. This is a 2-drop, 2/3 that enters the battlefield tapped. So that's actually a common mechanic with zombies, to be higher powered. So for example, a 2-drop, 2/3. Ooh, those are some good stats outside of green. but it's a zombie that enters the battlefield tapped. That's something we've seen before. Whenever it attacks, though, you can pay 3 mana, and if you do, you can return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So it grave digs, I guess is grave dig the word I can use here? I'm gonna call it grave digging. What sauce does a Johnny prefer? He's a honey mustard boy. Jace states the obvious on the card. He says, "They're called Eternals. They will never stop. Thank you, Jace, my horrible son. I would like you to go back to your house in the trash." Other fun fact I would like to point out is that the zombie in the front, the one that looks like it's staring right at the page, kind of looks like he's wearing sunglasses. So that's my rad lad right there. I don't know if you guys can see him very well. The one right in front. Let me see if I can just... That guy? Right in front? Yeah, he's got the deal with it sunglasses on. Hashtag deal with it. The next one is not in English, so I will read you guys the translation. This is a Minotaur! Hurrah! It's a zombie Minotaur. It's the Ancrop Invader. We're pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yeah. This is a zombie Minotaur. He costs 2 colorless, 1 red. And as long as it's your turn, he has first strike. He's a 2/2 for 3 mana. You can pay 1 mana and sacrifice another creature to give him +2/+0 until end of turn. The flavor text says, "With a crew like this, I could dominate any sea I sail." And that is Angrath saying that because apparently he likes seeing other Minotaurs dead. I don't know, it seems kind of gross to me. Having a 1 mana sack ability is something we've seen on a couple other cards from Ravnica Allegiance, so it's not too crazy, but this is a common card. By the way, this is a common card with an ability. That's pretty cool. That's fun with the enchantment of the zombie army hearts, right? Because you make a little zombie boy and then you sack him. This other card is also not in English. This next one I'm going to talk about is, I can't even read it because it's not in Latin lettering. It's... You guessed it, Jjang. Okay, maybe you didn't guess it. This is one of the Planeswalkers which was only printed in one of the international sets, so most people have never seen Jjang before. He has a dog. The dog is also another card. We're gonna talk about it. What happened to Amy? Coffee. Mowu is his dog's name. Him good pupper. So let me tell you guys what he actually says. He is a 3 mana, 2 colorless, 1 green planeswalker, and each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has tap. Add 1 mana of any color. So that's right. This boy turns your creatures into druids so long as they have +1/+1 counters on them. Thank you, Jjang. His -1 ability, by the way, he comes in with 3 loyalty counters, is to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So he turns things into druids. And you know I had to druid to him. Mowu will play with Arlen's Wolves. He'll say, "Bork bork." I'm going to see if I can scroll down and just skip to Mowu. Is he not on this page? Okay, I guess we'll get there eventually. Oh, nope, I found Mowu. I'm just going to skip to him because he's a good boy and he deserves to be talked about. This is Mowu, him good pupper. So this is him good pupper. That's the name of the card. It says Mowu, him good pupper. He's a 4 mana legendary creature hound with vigilance and trample. He's a 3/3, and if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put onto Mowu, you put that many +1 on it instead. So there's your him big boy, him good boy, green +1/+1 counter fun times. That dog is swole. Yeah, I don't necessarily like how swole Mowu is. Kind of freaks me out a little, especially because I'm going to go back to Jjang's art for a second. I want you guys to look at Mowu in this picture. Like, that's just a little sweetheart. No, Mowu does not transform form like a Flippy here, but this is his alternate form. Yeah, so Moe goes Super Saiyan and gets some extra tails and becomes him good boy and good pupper. The creature card is after he gets some +1/+1 counters put onto him. Yeah, he gets a little thick. Like, just a little thick. Alright, next we're going to go over to Ravnica at War. Ravnica at War is a sorcery speed in white that is very fun because it exiles all multicolored permanents. White weenies, eat your heart out. Ain't no Teferi is gonna bother you today. This is a 4-mana sorcery speed, exile all multicolored permanents. That means it's gonna hit creatures, planeswalkers, not lands, because they're not colored unless they say otherwise. It does not include lands. I was hoping it would include lands, but it doesn't. It'd be gorgeous. There are some colored lands, though. Dryad Arbor, not multicolored. RIP Hero deck. Yeah, if your opponent is playing a Hero of Precinct 1 deck, then Ravnica at War is going to be really rude. Shock lands don't count as multicard. Nope. And also, I just want to point out, this is an exile, not a destroy, so a little bonus right there. A little bonus. A little bonus. Hadana's Climb. Yes, Hadana's Climb would get hit, I think, before it flips. Maybe after it flips too? I don't know. Somebody would have to tell me. The hero tokens are mono white, yes, but per Finax, the hero itself is also mono white, but all the things that trigger making the tokens are not. The flavor text on it is, "The heart of Ravnica disappeared before anyone could strike a blow in its defense. Hey Bolus, can y'all leave Ravnica alone?" Alright, this next card is... we're going to call it Zombie Snuggles. The name of the card is Crushed Descent, but it's clearly a man who's not enjoying these the attention from this Eternal going on over here. This is an instant speed 4-mana spell where you counter target spell unless its controller plays 2. And you amass. This is a common spell. I could see this being something you pick in Limited, but probably not something you're playing unless you're playing some sort of weird Dimir Amass deck. That's the Zombie Snuggle. I don't know who that is in the art, if that is somebody who I'm supposed to know who it is. The flavor text worries me. Yes, to me it makes me think that people die and become Eternals. Yeah, they have the same color identity. Yeah, the Shadow's Puppet, that's what I was thinking. Flipped lands we were talking about. Bolus, in fact, has no chill. You're saying that's Jace, the power bottom in the art there? I don't think so. That's not Jace. That's Jace. That's the white planeswalker I looked at earlier? You guys think that's Teo? Is that Teo? I don't think that's Teo. I don't think it's Teo. Oh, I'm not arguing with the statement that Jace is a power bottom. I'm just saying that that it wasn't Jace in the art. My hand is stuck in the table? Yes, it is. And also I'm starting to disappear because the sun is coming out. Oh no! 1 second, let me adjust my colors briefly. Here. There we go. Slightly less transparent. Slightly. Marginally. Marginally less. Alright, so we're going to talk about Davriel next. He's got an interesting bit of card art here, because he extends beyond his borders. Ooh, spooky. This is Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage. He is a 3-mana black planeswalker with a static ability of, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that opponent has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Davriel Shadow Mage does 2 damage to him. His -1 ability is to make your opponent, or target player, I should say, discard a card. So this is probably like a Dimir discard deck, maybe a Grixis discard boy. He seems fine. He has card advantage Jjang. You could definitely build around him and like Haunt of Hightower if you wanted to. What's the emblem on his chest? I don't know. I do not know. 3 mana, discard 3 overturns. Yeah, damage threat. He is from the Brandon Sanderson novella. Yes, that's why you have not seen him in a card before. Nullhide Ferrix wants to know your location. What race is he? I actually don't know. To me, he looks like he might be undead, but somebody who's read the... Yeah, that's just his armor. Somebody who has read the novella probably knows more than me. He's human? Okay. It deals 6 damage to you and makes you discard 3. Yeah, I will target myself with it. Alright, now we're gonna just see, this card's kind of lackluster. It seems fine. This is another 2-drop 1/3, kind of like Bolus's Augur. This is Burning Prophet, a Human Wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn you scry 1. To me, that scry is really where it's at. That scry is where it's at. I could see picking this in limited, since it triggers on non-creature spells, not just instants and sorceries. Might be fun with Frenzy. Might be. Might be. Red deck wins with Frenzy. She's a wizard, Harry. Yes, she's a wizard, Harry. Alright, now we're going to quickly breeze past Burning Prophet. Whatever, she's a common. I don't gotta dwell on her. Into what I think is one of the coolest cards, Vivian's Arcbow. This is a card that lets you cheat cards out. I like those. I like those. This is Vivian's Arcbow. It is a 2-mana legendary artifact. You pay X and you tap the Arcbow, and because this is an artifact, you can do this the turn it comes out. It has essentially haste. To discard a card and look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with a converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. This is not sorcery speed only. You can do this on your opponent's turn. You can intentionally put a card on top of your deck using, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. I was specifically thinking Forerunner of the Empires to put a dinosaur on top. And then you throw that bad boy on the battlefield. Kaboom. Kaboomity-boomity-boom. You could also use this just to shuffle the top of your deck to move stuff from the top of it onto the bottom. So Hana Wayfinder would also put stuff on top of your deck. Yes, and that's cheaper and in green. Very playable card. Yes, I could definitely see building around this card. And using this card to cheat out multicolored cards. Because note that the X is just a CMC ability. You could do this to cheat out Niv Mizzet. Old or new. You'll see why I'm saying old or new, because the new one has some color requirements that are worth talking about. Wilderness Reclamation. Yeah, you could use this with Wilderness Reclamation to do a very large X equals whatever. This card will be the hardest cost. Yeah, because you might not hit a creature. Chromatic Green Wilderness Rec. Alright. I don't think I need to say anything about this card. It's a Johnny's Pridemate, him Swole. Him a big boy. You guys already probably know this card because he's been around for like a decade. And he's in Standard right now. The most notable thing is that the new art shows the Johnny's Pridemate, Reckonin' Eternal. Again, him thick. Him thick. Read the flavor text. Yes, the Planeswalkers conjured replicas of old allies, reminders of the homeworld that would fall next if Bolus prevailed. So Johnny decided to summon his furry boyfriend, a Johnny's Pridemate. It happens. I get it. Yes, and the errata is included on this. This is the first time a Johnny's Pridemate has been printed with the +1/+1 counter not being a May ability. Note. You think that the flavor text should just say Swole Lion. And it's a quote from Tibble. Tibble just looks at Pridemate and says, Swole Lion. Swole Lion. Instead of errata, it's erotica. Yes. No, it's not. It's not. It's an Atrata. No, it's not an Atrata. That's a different... Atrata already lives on Ravnica. Alright. Here we are. This is No Escape. This is an instant 3-mana spell where you can target counter target creature or planeswalker spell. So note, creature or planeswalker. I've never seen that combination on a counter spell before. If that spell is countered this way, you exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard, and then you scry one. No escape. Yeah, it's pretty nice for a common counter, especially in a set with so many planeswalkers. I think that this is a card that you could take in a draft. It seems pretty good. Now we're going to talk about a card that seems really powerful to me. Like, really, really powerful to me. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, guys. This is crazy, right? Liliana's Triumph. This is a 2-mana, uncommon instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Okay. If you control Liliana Planeswalker, each opponent also discards a card. Cool. That's just an additional upside. Yeah, this is Diabolic Edict with more. And it's instant speed. This is crazy good. It's super unlikely that you would have a Liliana Planeswalker out unless you're building like a Planeswalker deck around her. This is a really good card. Edict targets player. This doesn't even do it. Yes, if you have hexproof, this still hits you because it's each opponent. It is each opponent. This card is wildly good. Yeah, I do see this possibly being played in Legacy, Defo, and Modern. This makes it good. This makes it good. Yeah, this is going to transcend formats. Liliana's Triumph is an uncommon card that does work. And this is, by the way, this is just removal. This is just some good removal. Yeah. Yeah, and this works with the 4-mana, Liliana from the other sets. The zombie one. Value, though, right? Commander? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm putting this in my commander decks. You know, Merchant, my other buddy on Complexity, he has a Liliana tribal deck. This card is going in the Liliana tribal deck like 1,000 times over. And even though it's not in that order on the page, I'm going to talk about another Triumph card. This is Gideon's Triumph. This is also very strong. Gideon's Triumph. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. This does target the opponent that attacked or blocked this turn. So this is fine. I can see taking this in a draft for sure. If you control Gideon Planeswalker, which in Constructed I probably will, that player sacrifices 2 of those creatures instead. So this is much more conditional. It is instant speed though, but like you could throw this bad boy down right when a person declares attackers. Dog Birthday Party, thank you so much for subbing. Dog. E-Day. Party. Thank you for the resub. Hashtag awoo. This card is technically a counter for Gideon. Yeah, that's right. Because if your opponent attacks with Gideon, guess what? He can sacrifice him. Hey, Gideon, why do you kill yourself in your card? Please tell me. Anyway, Liliana's Triumph is a much better Triumph. This card is really freaking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a really good card. Also, yeah, the full art is really nice. I assume that this is a promotional version of the card. From the, yeah, it says Magic Open House on it. So, hey, I expect to see this at a Magic Open House. Bring your friends. Teach them how to play Magic. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Get some friends in here. You need the Parallax version so I can, like, hover around it. Some nice stuff. I'm actually going to take a quick break here because my throat is a little sore from talking for an hour straight. I'm just going to grab myself some water and then we're going to talk about even more spoilers. Yeah, we're only like halfway through. There's a lot more to go and a lot of them are really cool cards. So I will be back soon.